Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Shaw. I'm the Executive Director of National Campus Life Network. We wanted to put out a statement today just to address the violence in videos that we've seen come out in the past few weeks, both from activist Jordan Hunt and the violence that we've seen at Ryerson University and footage that's been put forward from pro-life activism through the Canadian Centre for Bioethical Reform. It's been on my mind and heart as to think about how we should react in the face of seeing this kind of politically motivated violence come out more and more in the streets of Canada. Obviously, it's deeply concerning, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are many people who are starting to question whether or not it's worth it to be publicly pro-life in a day and age where violence is starting to be the normalized response when someone disagrees with you. So why should we continue in the face of adversity that seems to be piling up? Well, the reason is because the violence that we experience on the street is obviously nothing compared to the violence that's experienced in an abortion. And I think that's extremely important to remember when people start to question whether or not they should continue. But, the thing that we can be grateful about is that there was very little tolerance of it, both from the police and from MPs and the international and national media attention that got that came out around this situation. And not a single article was in support of pro-choice violence or politically motivated violence in this country. That tells us that there is still hope and it's still worth doing. But I'll give you the number one reason why this is worth doing. A few years ago, I was an intern with a different organization, and I had the opportunity to do activism on the street nearly every single day, talking to people about abortion. And it was grueling. It was one of the first internships of its kind, and we experienced tons of violence and issues with the police, threatened with arrest regularly. And yet we continued undeterred because we had good mentors and people around us who encouraged us that this would be worth it. And then finally, we got a taste of what we were doing and the impact it was having. At the end of the summer, we got to meet a baby that was saved through the activism that we were doing. And that makes it all worth it. Martin Luther King Jr. once said that at some point in a movement, there will come a time when we have to have an opinion that's not safe or political or popular, but that we continue on with our opinions and our activism and advocacy work because it's simply the right thing to do. And so I just want to encourage all of you who are watching this video today that your activism and your promotion of human rights is absolutely worth it. And yes, we will be tested, and yes, it will become difficult. But if we can save lives by putting ourselves through some difficulty, I would say that's worth it, and I hope you agree.